I saw this one and I was like, I gotta talk about this one. Is it ever worth doing internships where you have to pay the company? All right. So background: this person's in India, but I'm gonna go ahead. I got that from reading their conversations back and forth. But they go on to say, so I have 1 year left to complete my electronics degree, and I felt like this is the right time to apply for an internship and get some industry experience. You're right. It is the right time to apply for an internship and get some industry experience. Maybe you should have done it earlier too, but it's definitely a good time. One of my professors told me about a certain company which took interns. Their website specified about the internship. Sorry. And it seemed perfect for me. They didn't mention anything about the pay though, so I just assumed it would be an unpaid internship. I applied for it, and soon they called me back to inform me that there would be a test to check my knowledge and that I had to pay $1.5 thousand US for a 6-month internship. They also mentioned how I could get a free internship, unpaid of course, if I scored a mere 100% on the test. In the test they mentioned, I was so excited for finally getting a response from a company, but now I'm completely lost. There's no way I can afford $1,500 US anyways. TLDR, applied for internship, company asked me to take a test, pay nothing if I get 100%, else pay 1.5K. I was wondering if anyone knows if it's ever worth to go for an internship where you pay the company. No. Now, again, I'm answering this from the lens of a US-based company, US-based person, but so I know you're in India, but I want to work for a company that wants to invest in me and wants me to grow and values me. Those are the things that are important to me when looking at companies to work for. So if I were in your position, I'd say, well, this company wants me to either pay them to work for them or work for free. I'm not seeing that the company wants to invest in me. I'm not seeing that the company values me or my time. So that doesn't line up with my values, and that's just not the type of company I would want to work for. I wouldn't want to work for a company as a full-time employee if I found out that they had unpaid interns. For me, that's just unethical and wrong to have unpaid interns. So those of you out there that I get it, it's like competitive and it's hard, and some people are just privileged enough to be able to handle having an unpaid internship. But the companies out there that employ unpaid interns, you suck. I don't like you. I don't ever want to work for you. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to work with you, because that's just disgusting to me. I know that's kind of like might come off as like really harsh or a hard line to people that are listening, but I mean, if you don't value somebody enough to pay them a wage, then I mean, if a company doesn't value you enough to pay you a wage as an intern, what makes you think that they're gonna actually give you the experience and the opportunity to do things that would help you grow in your career? What makes you think that they're going to be a good employer to work for full time afterwards? I just don't like the idea of the companies like, yeah, you can intern for free for the opportunity to potentially get a job with us later. Like, what kind of company is that? I mean, who would want to work for that? That just means, am I going to be underpaid my entire career? Am I going to have to battle you to get fairly compensated for my time? Are you going to value my work-life balance, my time inside and out of work, whenever you didn't pay me anything to work for you? No, that's just wrong and terrible. So, long story short, no, it's never worth it to go for an internship where you pay the company. Because some people say, yeah, get experience, but what experience? I mean, experience working for a crappy company, connections with people that work for a crappy company. I would just rather work as a technician or a helper or whatever that gets paid to work for a reputable company where I can work with people that are engineers than do that. That's just that's kind of crazy for me to, I guess. I mean, again, it's not in the US, but it's just crazy to me. And I've heard that that's actually fairly common in India, which is sad, and which is why one of the reasons why so many people on the telephone scams and such are out of India is because people actually have to spend money to land a legitimate job, and that's just kind of sad. So I wish you the best, and I hope that you find a job with a company that values you and will pay you appropriately. But in general, no, don't work for a company where you have to pay them to work for them. That's just ridiculous.
Made a pilot, then they threw me on the stations. I'm not complaining. My thoughts get complicated. I cannot explain in layman's. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries. Thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify. They put me on the station.